What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntstville, Season 6, Episode 4 review. So, you guys, this week's episode starts off with Tisha grabbing Kiki's face while they're at the spa to calm her down because she's getting quite riled up while she's going back and forth with Tiffany. But Stormy then jumps in and brings up Marceau cheating, but Tisha don't want to talk about that. She was like, I don't want to talk about it. That's old news. But Stormy don't care. Stormy keeps on talking about it regardless of what Tisha said. And Stormy was like, I did say that you and Tisha had conversations, but to me, that was more than enough. You got people saying it and her cousin low-key validating it. If you felt the way about me saying something, why you ain't shut that ish down right then, you should have told Stormy to shut the F up. I don't know why people talk in third person. That is just so weird to me. Like, is there more than one of you on the inside? Like, what is going on? I don't really understand that. It's quite scary. So Mel at this point was like, deuces, I ain't got time for this. My spirit is in a good place and this ain't nothing but the devil. So Mel gets up and heads out the room, kisses everybody goodbye. And then she comes back fully dressed and was like, I think we need to move forward and move things where we want things to go, which is not a bunch of this. Stormy was like, well, I think this is a good thing. Stormy did not care. She was like, I think the fact that we're, having a conversation about everything, working things out is good for all of us. And the other lady seemed to agree with Stormy. And Mel was like, well, okay, God bless you on your journey, and leaves out. She was like, if that's what y'all think is good communication, then all right with you. I think Mel should have stayed. We've had to sit through her arguing with folks throughout the years. If you ain't involved in it, just sit there and stay. But I felt like she was on some, I fulfilled my obligation to come film today. I did what I needed to do and I'm done and I am out. And like I said on last week's review, Tiffany started that whole situation between her and Kiki. She didn't have a leg to stand on. It didn't involve her, and who cares about her being pregnant? Her mouth ain't pregnant at the end of the day. And if she's so concerned about her pregnancy, she shouldn't have started something with somebody that didn't have nothing to do with her. So then we go to Martell and Maurice at batting practice, and Sheree calls him, but he does not answer her phone call. He was like, I already told her, that I was having a boys' day or whatever. And Maurice was like, oh, okay. So Maurice brings up him walking Mel out at the last event and asks how Sheree feels about the situation. And Martell kind of skirts over the conversation for real, because his stance is, I'm single. I don't owe anybody explanation for real about anything. Like, we're just dating. But we all know that was a PR stunt. They was never really together. So Martell then brings up him having a party for his upscale magazine cover. And he says that he feels like his favor is coming back after the divorce. Now, y'all know when the stuff between him and Mel first started cracking off years ago, I said in so many of my reviews that his favor came from Mel. She was his blessing. And when they broke up, he was going to realize where his blessings were coming from, because God don't bless no mess. And now he's seeing that, because ever since they divorced, his life has just been going down the drain. And I don't honestly feel sorry for him. I really honestly don't, because he acted ASS. Okay. So, Marceau ends up showing up. They're having, like I said, fun, doing better practice and everything. And the conversation of kids comes up, and he says that he wants a lot more kids. And I'm like, you can't even take care of the 5 you got now, sir. If you don't get somewhere and sit down and put that Peter Weeder up, please put it up. He says that Sheree want more kids. I cannot see Sheree having no kids, child. Sheree didn't even want to be bothered with the one she had. We didn't even know she had an older daughter until like 5 seasons in of her being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, please. But when asked, is Sheree the one, he says that he does not know. I mean, we all know that Sheree ain't the one nor the two. They are both muscle-bound bodybuilders. That's the only thing that they have in common is the gym, child. Martell don't want nobody that's shaped just like him. Absolutely not. So then we meet Marceau's business partner, Gino. And I just knew going into this situation that we were not going to like Gino, but I actually really fell in love with Gino in this scene. He says that he wants to include Tisha in their business, practices. And Marceau was like, I don't think she knows my deepest thoughts as a businessman. I tell her everything, but when the bad stuff happens, I shield her from that. I don't want her to worry. And Gino was like, as the man, you should let her know what's going on, then absorb it and calm the ship. That's your teammate. I wish I would have been more of a partner with my ex-wife. Not having her involved probably hurt us more than it helped us. And Marceau just sitting there like, dang, like you honestly just spoke a word. And I'm like, people been saying this to you for the last 6 seasons and Gino says it and it finally clicks for you. Like, what? He was like, dang, bro, I got a lot to think about. And it's like, people have been screaming this to you since season 1. And it take for this man to be the one that finally gets it through that big noggin of yours, gets it through them elf ears. Oh, he's so infuriating. So Kimmy has Tisha come by her office to see an extra space that she and Maurice have for her to use as an office. And that's so ridiculous that she has to find an office outside of where she has her own company because her husband kicked her out of their business. Ridiculous. So Kimmy also has Mel come by so that they can all have a chat about, them being able to coincide with one another. Mel in her confession was like, I'm hopeful that we can be in a better place than we were 4 months ago when I had a dark and evil soul. I don't know if souls can change that fast, but here we are. Mel is ignorant. So Mel suggests, them having a tea party session to discuss etiquette and communication amongst the ladies, because she feels like respect was one of the things that were hindering them to be able to communicate and be around each other. Tisha mentions a business expo that she wants to have so they can, share all their knowledge that they've learned throughout the years with the community. And she wants, the core 6 to be involved. So she was like, I'm going to have a meeting for that and I want all of y'all to come. So it was really honestly good seeing the 3 of them together like we used to season 1. I think that it's good that they can be adult enough to be cordial enough to film with one another and to let all that past stuff go, because at the end of the day, Martell and Mel ain't together no more. Marceau and Tisha are together and don't seem like they're ever going to break up at this point. So it's all minute at this point, and it is good to see them together because I think that a part of the reason why their beef was so tough is because I feel like Tisha and Melody actually cared for one another. And there was a real genuine friendship there before the camera started rolling. And I think a part of them honestly do kind of miss each other, but so much has been done and said that they can really never go back to the way that they used to be. But it's good to see them being able to be adults about the situation. So Marceau finally admits to Tisha that he has been wrong about how he has handled their business relationship throughout the years. And she gets emotional because she's been praying for him to see the light. And he finally sees it. And I just want to see now, is he going to actually execute it and involve her in more, bring her back into the office, give her back her desk. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, is he actually going to do something about it? Because he can talk all day, but is he actually going to do anything about it? So Tisha and Marceau gathered the comeback group, and it's to tell them about this Black Business Expo that Tisha came up with. And before they sit down, Tisha asked Mel, is she going on a date? Because she looked really pretty. And she was like, girl, no, it's just called being happy. And Tisha in her confession was like, Martell just pouting because Mel looking good. And I was like, okay, this is growth, because that would have never came out of Tisha's mouth last season or the season before that. It was nice to see her give Mel a compliment, and hopefully Mel can return the favor. And, the ladies can just get along with each other. So after giving everybody the spiel about this Black Business Expo, Kimmy was like, is it your event and we're just showing up, or is it a group event? Because they're unsure about like what is really the dynamics of this whole situation. And Tisha was like, I would love for it to be a group event. And Mel was like, well, I love the idea. What is the budget for your speakers? And Tisha was like, there is no budget. I wanted it to be a free event. And Mel was looking like, oh, okay, that's a choice. She was looking like, cause I ain't speaking for free for nobody. Y'all know who y'all talking to. I'm the Beyonce of this ish. So Martell was like nudging the Marcel to ask her what her fee is. And she was like, don't ask me nothing. It's none of your business. He is so childish. So Kimmy was like, well, what is your overall marketing objective? And Marcel was basically like social media. Like, that's cool, but you need to have further reach to that. Y'all need to get on the radio, do something in the newspaper, have flyers. Like, come on now. You got to really get out there. You just can't use social media. So Mel was like, well, how much y'all paying for posts if y'all want us to post on our page? And they was like, I don't know if we can afford you, Mel. I don't know if we could do that. And Mel was like, well, I mean, you can have sponsorship, and you can tell a light bulb went off in Tisha and Marceau's head because they never even thought about using sponsors. Like, never ever thought about it. So Marceau wants to make a toast, but Kimmy don't know what they making a toast to because nothing has really been explained for real. So Kimmy was like, I'm confused. Are y'all planning it and we're just showing up? Because if that's the case, then we don't need to have a bunch of meetings, about this. So Marceau was like, well, she was like, because at this point, if y'all get sponsorship, y'all can get $100,000. And where is that money really going to? Is it just going to you all? Will we be getting paid? Like, where is that going? And as soon as she mentioned that $100,000, if y'all go back and look at that scene, Marceau's eyes like lit up like, oh, we could get a bag out of this. Oh, okay, yeah. So I do want that money to come to us. So when she said that, Marceau was like, at this point, it's our event. And we're asking for your participation up to the level of which you want to participate. Oh, now it is y'all event. At first, it was just, it's a free event and we want y'all to help. But then when sponsorship came in, the whole tone of the conversation turned. And I'm like, you greedy son of a gun, you. So that was pretty much the episode. It wasn't a lot going on in this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The best part about it was the comeback group coming together and being able to have a civilized conversation about everything that's going on with them and them trying to get together to do another project with one another. Hopefully they can do it all together and be successful. So I'm going to give this week's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville a C-. It was cool. Y'all let me know what y'all thought down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.